$1.99 gasoline has returned to the U.S. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, cheapest in the country, $1.99 per gallon. The first time that the price dropped below $2 a gallon anywhere was July 30th of 2010, according to Gas Buddy. The national average is now $2.74 per gallon, which is 51 cents lower than what it was a year ago. The Mitt Romney campaign, again, I know we've talked about this, but it's such a blatant instance of double standard hypocrisy. Romney campaigned on how Obama's to blame for the high gas prices and Romney would get them lower. But then at the same time, when George W. Bush was president, all Republicans were saying that the high gas prices under George W. Bush have nothing to do with Bush because the president doesn't control gas prices, until they went up under Obama, in which case it was the president who controlled gas prices. And now that we're reaching new lows, all of a sudden the Republicans are back to the president has no control over gas prices. They would have much more credibility, I feel like, on bigger issues if they just were consistent on this. Either the president never controls gas prices and thus the high prices under Obama were not his fault, or the president does control gas prices and President Obama should be praised here. At least try to feign some level of objectivity.
At least they're consistent in their overall attempts to make Obama look bad.
That's the consistent thing, that you can always blame a Democrat when something is bad, praise a Republican when something is good, and otherwise, that's it.
Yeah, so you can't say we don't have consistency in Washington. We certainly do. Also, I mean, I love, on a side note, I love going to the pump and seeing low gas prices, but I hope this doesn't take people away from, wanting to get rid of oil and gas, wanting to move away from foreign oil and stepping up the alternative energy plans.
Yeah, and so for me, the price of gas does not really affect how much I drive, right? So fortunately, when prices go up, I don't drive so much that the increased cost of gasoline is now going to make me have to drive less. Otherwise, I won't be able to afford gas. I recognize that I'm in that position. At the same time, even if gas prices were 50 cents a gallon, I'm really not going to be driving more either, because for the most part in New York City, I don't need to drive and it's not convenient to drive. So even at 50 cents a gallon, I wouldn't drive. And otherwise, I kind of have a set routine for when I need my vehicle. So I don't feel like there's much elasticity with regard to my gasoline consumption based on the price. So for me, the concern is mostly environmental, and it's about the companies that are being supported by this dependence on fossil fuels. So for me, the price is not at all a factor within the ranges that it's been in wanting to get off of fossil fuels. If it went to $20 a gallon, that very well could change. I would become price sensitive. But right now, I'm equally encouraged or incentivized, I guess I would say, concerned with getting off of fossil fuels. And I hope that people buy slightly cheaper gasoline are not going to be dissuaded.
Yeah, hopefully not. I think for a lot of people, this probably isn't affecting whether or not they're driving. I think for most people, either you have to drive or you don't have to drive. But certainly people in big cities might have options.